Ladies and gentlemen, I've got about 2 weeks worth of information to cover in about 40 minutes. So this is going to go like a rocket sled, so put your seatbelts on. Some of you are not going to understand the concepts I'm going to talk about today. That's okay. You probably just may not be mature enough to get it. For those of you that are, I'm going to save you some time in your life, okay? I'm going to talk about some concepts, some tools for you to use to get in life where you want to get to, okay? Because this is all about you. I'm going to talk about myself for about 30 seconds, and then we spend the rest of the class talking about your favorite subject, you, okay? My name's Greg Wilt. I was born and raised in Baltimore County, over in Parkville. I'm a product of the Baltimore County school system. I have 8 brothers and sisters. I'm married. I have a daughter. I was very fortunate to be able to go to college. I have a couple of degrees from Johns Hopkins University, one in business management, one in computer science. My title is I'm assistant to the president for special projects at Johns Hopkins. So aside from being Dr. Brody's assistant, I design computer information systems, and I'm also a pilot. I fly Dr. Brody where he needs to get to around the country. So that's enough about me. We're going to talk about you guys. Has anyone in here thought about where you might want to be 10 years down the road? Raise your hand, and I'll call on you. Yes, ma'am.
I want to be a lawyer.
A lawyer, okay, an attorney, a great goal. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to join the Army.
Okay, in the military career, terrific. Yes, ma'am.
I would be a cosmetologist.
A cosmetologist, wonderful career. Yes, sir.
Doctor.
A doctor, any particular type of physician? I assume you mean physician. Okay.
A therapist.
Pardon?
Therapist.
Okay, a therapist, terrific. Anybody else thought, when I was your age, I didn't quite know where I was headed. It's okay if you don't know. But for those of you that know where you're headed, you already got a head start on everybody, and you're going to understand why. I'm going to give you guys some tools today, some tools to build your life, whatever it is. Look, success is defined by you guys. I'm not here to tell you that success is driving a Mercedes or living in a big house or whatever. Success could be working in a hospital in Zimbabwe for nothing. Okay, you determine what success is. I'm not here to define it. I'm here to help you get to where you want to get to. Okay, we're going to make a little roadmap. We're going to talk about tools a little bit. If we had to dig a ditch outside, if we had to dig a trench 3 feet deep, 100 feet long to lay some plumbing, some pipes in the ground, is it more intelligent to use a spoon to dig that ditch, or a shovel, or maybe a backhoe? The tools that you employ in your life are going to determine how much time you waste and how far you get. So we're going to give you a couple of tools to help you build your life. Because when all is said and done, you know what? It's up to you. It's not up to mom and dad. It's not up to your teachers. It's not up to the administrators. It's up to you what you do in your life. And there's 2 words I'm going to talk about right here. Right now, your life is a mountain of options, okay? It's enormous. I would bet most of you have not screwed up your lives to the point yet that you cannot get to where you need to get to, okay? Now, who determines how big this pile of options are? We've heard some goals, physicians and attorneys, cosmetologists. Let me tell you this. Here's a little tip. If you're going to go in the healthcare field, and you blow off biology in high school, guess what you just did? You just eliminated options out of your life. The teacher didn't, mom and dad didn't. If you don't take biology seriously and you're going to be in the healthcare field or even a veterinarian, it's off your plate. You did it. Okay, let's get this straight about responsibility. The choices, look, let's talk about choices a second. Most of you are getting to make more decisions about your lives. You're sort of, getting toward adulthood. Have you noticed it wasn't too long ago you had no choices in your life? You were about this tall. They dressed you in funny clothes. They put strained peas in your mouth, You had no choices. Now, most of you probably dress yourselves, though that might not be true. And most of you eat the food you want to eat, with at least what's available. As your high school and academic career continues, you're going to have more and more choices in your life, okay? Right now, most of you probably don't have a lot of electives. But as your high school years go on, most of your classes are going to be electives. The choices that you make for your life determine the number of options available to you. As an aviator, I need options. I never paint myself into a corner when I'm flying an aircraft. It's too dangerous. The cost of mistakes is too high to not have options. Later this week, I have to fly Dr. Brody to San Francisco. He's going to speak at the University of California, San Francisco. Now, there are a lot of things I have no control over in a flight. What are some things in your life you have no control over? Raise your hand if you can think of something you have no control over. You guys control everything? Wow. Okay. One of the things I have no control over as an aviator is the weather. Now, does that mean I'm totally at the mercy of the weather? That I'm going to fly through a T4 thunderstorm and die because I can't control it? No. Through education and training, I learned to mitigate risk as an aviator. I study the weather. I understand when a low front is riding up over a high-pressure system, what that's going to mean in the Ohio Valley for my trek across there. I need to understand the weather in order to reduce the risk of flying. Okay? You need to reduce the risks of failure in your life because life is fraught with problems. Has anyone realized yet that life is sometimes unfair? Raise your hand. Okay, most of you have come to that realization. You know what? That's great because the sooner you get over that, the sooner you can get on with your life. Some of you are going to get on track for life, and the first wall you hit, you're going to give up. And you're going to be one of these people that complain the rest of your life about how miserable they are and how unfair life is. And that's ridiculous. Because most of you have already realized there's unfairness in life. Get over it. I'm going to give you guys a tip that's going to save you 10 years in your life. Don't worry about things you have no control over. Focus on the things you do, okay? Now, I'd love to chat with you guys and take the appropriate amount of time for this, but I don't. So you're going to have to grab it as we go. Some people say, Greg, I don't buy it. I think success is about luck, okay? I'm going to tell you something. I've been down the road a little bit. I wasn't born a geezer. I used to be your age, okay? I've seen some things in life, and what you might call luck, I call good fortune. And this has been my experience. That good fortune occurs when two things converge, opportunity and preparedness. Now, you have zero control over opportunities in your life. It's one of those things, the family you were born into, the race you are, the brain cells God gave you, that's the luck of the draw. It's what you do with these things that determine whether you're going to wind up where you want to or not. Your preparedness, that's your job. You need to prepare for your future or else you're not going to like where you end up. Okay? Now, you say, well, how do I prepare for something if I don't know what it is? That's the $64,000 question. That's one of the tough parts of life, but you know what? It's doable. Okay? I'm going to give a real-life example here. Somebody's going to walk out of here with $5, and please don't let me forget that or else the teacher gets it. I'm going to give you a real-life example of this concept, that success, fortune, whatever you want to call it, happens when those two things converge. I'm going to give you an opportunity you didn't know was coming, and we'll see if you're ready for it. It's very simple. I'm going to ask a question. Now, I like to teach with analogies. We're going to build a building across the street. What do you see at a construction site for the first couple of months? Somebody raise their hand. What do you see, sir?
All the materials they need to build it.
A lot of materials. What else do you see at a construction site? Every construction site.
People.
People. You need people, okay? What else do you see at a construction site, miss?
Space.
Space. Well, you need a place to build a building, correct? I'm looking for something that sticks to your shoes.
Cement.
Dirt, okay? Close enough. The reason you see dirt at every construction site is they have to go down before they can go up. See, some of you have not realized why you're sitting in this classroom. Some of you have no clue why you have to go to school. You'd much rather be in bed or in Disney World or something. What you're doing is you're building a foundation for the rest of your life. And you know what? The foundation is the key part of any building.